Don't move to Delaware. Okay, sorry, that's just a hook to get your attention. I've lived in Delaware all my life. I love living here. I've got no complaints. I also know lots of other people that live here that love living here as well. And people move here in droves every year. However, I've noticed a lot, especially on like community Facebook pages, where obviously people are very negative, but I see a lot of people saying how much they hate living in Delaware. Now, as you can imagine, people that are saying these things are just negative people, and those are the people that normally comment. But again, there are lots of people that live here. There's lots of people moving here every year, so Delaware is a great place to live. That being said, I've done a little bit of research on why people actually say this or why the people have objections about Delaware. So I made a list of the 10 reasons why you might not like living in Delaware. My name is Mike Riches. I've been a licensed realtor in Delaware for 17 years, and I love what I do. I love helping people buy and sell real estate and reach their real estate goals. So if you have any questions about anything in this video or just anything about Delaware in general, please let me know. I'd love to help. So in full disclosure, I can't even think of 10 reasons why you might not like living in Delaware. So I asked my buddy ChatGPT to give me 10 reasons. And here are those 10 reasons. Reason number one is that Delaware is small. If you don't know already, Delaware is the second smallest state in the country. Trivia question for you. Comment and let me know what the smallest one is. So Delaware, to get across, it's about 45 minutes. To get from the top to the bottom, it's about an hour and a half. So again, it is small. We have 3 counties. That's right, 3 counties. So although some people love the convenience of that small state, some people feel as though they've seen the whole state within a couple of months to a year. Number 2 is limited big city entertainment. While Delaware certainly has plenty of restaurants, breweries, and local events, we definitely don't offer the same level of nightlife as some major cities. Like maybe larger concerts, professional sports, or cultural attractions. We do have minor league baseball with the Wilmington Blue Rocks. I know, exciting. But I've talked about this in plenty of videos before. What we lack in these events, we make up for in proximity to them in other states. If you live in northern Delaware, you're 30 minutes from Philadelphia, 2 hours from New York City, an hour from Baltimore, 2 hours from Washington, D.C. So you can certainly get your fill, if you'd like to, of these professional sports and concerts and whatever you want to go to, which actually is a plus being so close to other cities. For instance, if you were in Denver, Colorado, you might be limited to the things that are just going on in Denver and not be close enough in proximity to see other things in other cities within a short driving distance. Where again, if you're in Delaware, I can be in New York, I can be in Philadelphia, I can be in Baltimore if there's things that I want to see. See what I did there? I just turned negative number 2 into a positive. Yay, Delaware. Number 3 is beach traffic can be brutal. Yes, if you live around the beaches in the summer, it's crazy. Now, I certainly recently did a video that you can certainly go back and watch it about the traffic around the beach. You can live near the beach and not in all this crazy traffic, but if you're along that Route 1 corridor during the summer, you're likely going to see heavy traffic most of the time, especially on the weekends, but certainly during the week as well, as you have lots of people there for the week for weekly rentals because they're out all week doing all the things. They're doing the go-karts, they're doing the shopping outlets, they're doing the water park, all of it. But that's just a small portion of the state that's going to have this specific traffic problem. If you don't live near the beach, doesn't matter anyway. Number 4 is public transportation is limited. Now, as you can imagine, in Delaware, we don't have any kind of subway system. I guess the only place where it make any sense is in the city of Wilmington. And the city of Wilmington is not that big to need a subway system. There is busing in Wilmington, but outside of that, you're looking at Uber and Lyft, which is probably the most convenient way to do public transit at this point. But again, we're limited to busing in Wilmington and then Uber and Lyft wherever you are. Number 5 is hot and humid summers. Now, is it that bad? No. Of course, it gets a little sticky in July and August, but if you get yourself an air conditioner, you'll be fine. But that's just 2 months out of the year anyway. And then you get into September and October, you put your jeans back on, you'll be fine. Number 6 is few geographic features. Yes, Delaware is very flat. If you're hoping to go skiing, do not choose Delaware. But again, if you do want to go skiing, you can go skiing in the Poconos in Pennsylvania, which is about an hour and a half north of the Delaware line. But also with it being flat, you just won't have major natural attractions. But as of natural attractions, the biggest one you're going to have in Delaware is our beaches. We have great beaches such as Lewis, Rehoboth, Dewey, Bethany, and Fenwick. And as I mentioned before, these areas can get very crowded during the summer just because they're a great place to hang out. So make sure to check out our beaches. Number 7 is the job market can feel narrow. There's certainly lots of jobs in Delaware. Our biggest industries are banking, healthcare, education, tourism, to name a few. But if you're looking for more specialized work, it might be hard to find in Delaware, as again, we are a small state. Number 8 is property prices have increased. Now, this is my specialty. Yes, Delaware is often thought of a very cheap place to live, but our prices have really gone up, especially since the pandemic. In the last 5 years, our property values have increased 30%. So in 2021, if you had a house worth $300,000, it's likely worth $425,000 today. So these increases have made it very difficult for first-time home buyers to find homes. Obviously, adding on the interest rates that we're dealing with today, that gets a pretty hefty payment. One thing that does help you in this area is the property tax in Delaware are very low. We're the 7th lowest property tax in the entire country. The average property tax in Delaware is just over $1,000. That's per year. So although we're definitely seeing issues with first-time home buyers buying homes, homes. We still have lots of people retiring here from New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Number 9 is not much variety between areas. Sure, I discussed the city of Wilmington and the beaches, which are in a class all their own. Outside of that, you have a lot of suburban areas and a lot of neighborhoods. Now, I guess people that are from other areas think this all looks alike. Now, it is kind of true depending on where you are. For instance, in North Wilmington, a lot of these neighborhoods were built in the 60s and early 70s. There's a lot of new construction going on in southern Delaware, and a lot of those neighborhoods look the same. Now, the two of those things you would never get mixed up. So although we have lots of suburban neighborhoods, I certainly see a big difference from one area to another, but maybe people that are just moving here don't see that same difference. And number 10 is it can feel too quiet. I don't know how it's possible that something's too quiet, but I guess there are people that move to the area that do not like the calmer, slower paced life. I guess people find that boring where they want more going on. But going back to it, we're a small state. We don't have a whole lot of nightlife. We don't have a whole lot of attractions. We don't have a whole lot going on, especially in some of these more rural areas. But it sounds to me like these people are not doing the research before moving here, if you're hoping for more of a busy life. But certainly the area that you choose in Delaware can dictate this as well. For instance, if you move around Wilmington, there's a lot going on. There's lots of industry. There's lots of people everywhere. And let's say you were in Kent County near the Maryland line, you wouldn't be near anybody. So if you were to think about moving to Delaware, make sure you identify what kind of lifestyle you'd like before you start looking. So that is it. Those are the 10 reasons, according to ChatGPT, that you might not like living in Delaware. Do I think some of these are valid? Sure. Do I think they all are? But again, I guess the people that don't like living in Delaware, these are some of their reasons. So I hope this helped. If you're thinking about moving to Delaware, these are some possible negatives. But as I said before, if you have any questions about any of this stuff or just anything about Delaware in general, I'm your guy. Here's my number right here. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.